Hey guitar enthusiasts, I'm gonna show you how to play the theme from Halloween, but there's a very special timing for this song that I want you to be aware of, and we're gonna go over how to accomplish that step by step. Let's get into it. So this song essentially has 4 different themes that we're gonna play through. They're very simple. The patterns are the same. It's just the notes are changing. But before we do that, I want to talk about the specific timing that I mentioned in the intro. So this song is in what we call 5/4 time. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, my name's Bateman. I make guitar make sense. We break things down step by step and make it easy so you guys can have fun playing your guitar. Now, all that means most of my songs that we do on this channel are either in 4/4 or 3/4, meaning we count to 4 or we count to 3. There's either 4 beats in a measure of music or there's 3 beats in a measure of music. Well, this one is in 5/4. So that means there's going to be 5 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we repeat a measure again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this theme is broken up into 1/8 notes, which means two little notes times 5 beats. There's going to be 10 notes we're playing before we start repeating things, okay? Now, the way I would count this, usually when I count 1/8 notes, we'd go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you could count this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and there's nothing wrong with this, but the way we're going to play this pattern, I would recommend counting it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? 10 notes. We're doing 6 notes as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That takes care of 6 notes. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will make sense more as I get into the first pattern. And before we do that, you will see I have my electric guitar here because we are going to need 22 frets to play this song. And most acoustic guitars don't go that far. I think my Crafter does have 22 frets. I believe my Taylor may only have 20 or 21 frets. My Ibanez has 22 frets, so I'll be able to play this song no problem on the electric. So let's talk about that first theme. This is going to be the intro, and what we're doing is we're using a power chord shape. So if you're familiar with power chords, usually you play them up here. Usually play them on the thicker strings of the guitar. We're going to play it on the B and the E string. All right, and we're going to be using our first finger and our third finger. So we're going to take our first finger and we're going to put it on the 19th fret. Okay, this is why I'm using the electric, because we're way up here. 19th fret, and then the third finger is going to go on the high E string at the 21st fret. So we're on 19 and 21. Okay, that's where we are. And it's just a little power chord shape. Now, for those of you who have bigger fingers, you're like, Lauren, can I use my first and second? Find whatever works comfortable for you, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using that shape, and then I'm going to use my pinky to add notes in. Okay, so we basically have this power chord shape, and every once in a while, the pinky's going to come down and grab the 22nd fret on this intro, okay? And this is going to be used throughout the song. So once you get this down pat, you're going to be able to play through the whole thing, no problem. So let's start with that first pattern, which is just the intro. We're going to be repeating the same 10 notes over and over. So let's talk the pattern. So the pattern is going to start on the high E string, and then you're going to play 2 B strings. Okay, E, B, B, E, B, B. That's that first 1, 2, 3, okay? And then we're going to repeat that. 1, 2, 3. So it's E, B, B, E, B, B. Okay? That's the first half. Now the second half of the pattern is going to be high E, back to B. When we go back to the high E the second time, this pinky is going to come down on the 22nd fret. And then back to B. So those last 4 notes are E, B, pinky comes down, E, B. So all together it is okay, you hear that? Okay, that's the whole pattern. So if we play it a little bit faster, so this intro, I checked my notes, is played 7 times in a row. So you're going to do this pattern over and over again for 7 times. It's going to be over and over again until we get to the next theme of the song. Now, for picking, I'm using a little bit more of a jazz 3 type pick because we're using single notes. This has a little bit more of a point to it, and I find it nicer when you're playing single notes like this. Now, my picking sometimes is alternating between alternating picking, but what I'm noticing I'm tending to do more here on the picking pattern is I'm keeping the pick in between the 2 strings. So I tend to pick more down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, okay? So kind of just keeping this pick between the space of the E and the B string, okay? So I just wanted to point that out as a tip for you guys. Let's move on to theme 1. So theme 1 starts exactly the same way as the intro. We're on 19 and 21, and it's that same pattern you just learned, and you're gonna play that twice. So it's gonna be now, very simply, all we're gonna do is move those 2 fingers back 1 fret. All right, so now we are on frets 18 and 20. And the pinky is gonna come down now on fret 21. It's the same pattern, same thing that you just learned. All you've done is changed frets. Okay, and you're gonna do that, you're gonna play the first pattern, 19 and 21, you're gonna play that twice. Then you come back to the second pattern, you're gonna play that twice, repeat the first one, repeat the second one. And that's it, that's theme number 1. So from the beginning, we've got okay, so that's what you do, and you repeat that again. And if you need to slow things down, if I'm playing through this and it's going a little bit too fast for you, you can always use the settings cog, but I'll play through one more time for you guys, a little bit slower with those 2 patterns so that you can see my hand is just sliding down the frets. So it's here's the slide. So that is theme 1. And don't worry, at the end, I'm gonna do a playthrough for you guys, all of these themes. So far, we've done the intro, we've done theme 1. Now we're gonna move on to theme 2. So theme 2 is an entire whole step below theme 1. So what does that mean for us on the guitar? It means we're just gonna take exactly what we played and we're gonna move it down 2 frets. So theme 1 started on 19 and 21. Theme 2 is going to start on 17 and 19. It's the same pattern, okay? It's so on this, the pinky is coming down on the 20th fret, okay? And you play that twice. Now, just like in theme 1, we're going to slide our fingers back 1 fret, and we're going to end up on 18 and 20, okay? So if I were to play theme 2, it's the same way as theme 1. You would play through the first position twice, then you would play through the second position twice, and then you would repeat that. But I'm just gonna play through it once here for you guys. Here is what it's gonna sound like. I'll play it a little bit slower for you. Here's the slide. And now a little bit more up to speed. As you can see, this song is peppy. There's a lot of picking, and that's why for my picking, why I like to try and keep the pick just right, sitting right between those B and E strings. So theme 3 is our final part before we start repeating things. And it's just a little further down the fretboard. We're moving to frets 12 and 14. We're still keeping that power chord shape. Now, unlike theme 1 and 2, we're not going to be moving to any other frets. You're just going to play this pattern 7 times in a row. So it's just going to be. Okay, you're just going to keep playing that. We're not sliding to any other frets. So it's played much like the intro. I made a little mistake there. It happens, but I leave them in so you guys can see I'm not perfect. But that's all we're doing on that 4th part. All right, and once we get there, everything's going to start repeating again. We're going to play an interlude, which is basically the intro for 4 measures, and then we're going to go through theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, all over again. So it just starts repeating at this point. So let's do a little bit of a playthrough here. I'm going to play through the intro, theme 1, theme 2, theme 3. Now, because this song is very fast, you saw me playing up to time, I'm just going to do this playthrough a little bit slower. If it's still too fast, you can always use the settings cog to slow it down, or you can even speed me up if you want to. All right, so we're going to start right from the intro. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. So my biggest recommendation for you guys when practicing this is to learn each section one at a time and then get those fingers moving as fast as possible. Work on the picking. The picking for this is very fast. So if you feel like your hands aren't moving fast enough to keep up with the picking for this song, then I highly recommend you go check out my speed exercise over there for getting faster fingers in the next 1 to 2 weeks.